Hello and welcome to yet another interesting unit in the Technology Integration series. In this unit, we will look at teaching with technology. We're going to be addressing a common question teachers usually ask when they realize the importance of technology in their practice. And that question is, where do I begin? Well, the simple answer is from the very beginning, and that is where you are. It is important to note that there are different stages teachers go through in their feeling of confidence and ease of use of technology as they transform the learning of their students. In a document by UNESCO, these different stages were identified, and these stages are the emerging stage, the applying stage, the infusing stage, and the transforming stage. As teachers grow through these stages, focus shifts from what the technology is all about to how it can be used to transform the learning experiences of their students. Now let's look at each of these stages and what happens in them. The first is the emerging stage, and this is when computers are just introduced into the school or when this teacher just starts using the computer. In this stage, there are very few computers in the school, maybe one or two, and they are mainly used for administrative purposes. Teachers are just learning basic applications on the computer. The students are being taught basic ICT skills such as identifying basic computer parts, and then teachers are using computers to do administrative tasks as well as other professional tasks such as note preparation and class attendance management. And teaching at the emerging stage is still teacher-centered. After the emerging stage comes the applying stage, the next level of growth. In the applying stage, schools must have acquired more computers, although they are still very limited. And then computers are being used to teach specific subjects. So computers are used to improve the way traditional teaching is being done, although teaching is still teacher-centered. And at this stage, ICT policy could be in place to enforce the integration of technology. And the next stage of growth takes us to the infusing stage. In the infusing stage, individual classes are now being equipped with computers, and so computers are being used to teach individual subjects. And because of this flexibility, there is a shift from teacher-centered instruction to learner-centered instruction. At this stage, teachers know how and when to use ICT for different purposes, and there is better collaboration amongst teachers and students. And over time, the teacher and the school move to the final stage, which is the transforming stage. At this stage, there is seamless flow in ICT integration across the different aspects of education. So this goes beyond using it for teaching, for administrative tasks as well, and other aspects, there is seamless flow. And also at this stage, teachers are experts in the use of ICT, and the implementation of student-centered instruction is very thorough. So as we've seen, as the teacher and the school grow through these different stages, the emphasis moves from the technology to how it can be used to transform learning experiences and education as a whole. Here are a few things to reflect on. As a teacher, what is your personal stage of ICT integration? Then, what is your school's stage of ICT integration? Is there any gap between your stage and that of your school? How big is the gap, if any? And finally, what can you do to bridge the gap, if any? With all we've talked about in this series, I'm sure you will agree with me that the role of technology in our profession as teachers cannot be overemphasized, and so we need to step up our game and upskill ourselves to match this great challenge.